What's up, guys? Thanks as always for supporting the show. It would mean a lot to me if you would take a second to scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of our videos. Also, make sure you follow us all over social media so you don't miss any of our content or show announcements. So, first clip. How do you beat switching without having to ISO? Simple things to understand, like screening angles. So again, first of all, you got to identify what scheme you're playing against. Miami likes to do a ton of switching. Boom, switch, easy switch. You know that switching is the scheme that they're in. So there's no point in setting a hard lateral screen on Terry Rozier because he's not trying to get separation from Rozier. It's just going to be a switch, right? So you actually need to screen with the intent of getting an advantage out of it. Watch how Miles Bridges comes and screens the bottom side of Terry Rozier because he knows all he's really doing when he sets this screen is triggering the switch. That's all he's doing. He's not trying to get separation for LaMelo. He's triggering the switch. Watch as he turns and spins as he sets the screen to create a seal. Boom. See? All he's actually trying to do is get the switch while having inside position. Now he has inside position, so as soon as LaMelo Ball pulls Jimmy Butler out a little bit, now LaMelo can throw this over-the-top pass to Miles, creates enough of a passing angle for him to get in there, and now Miles Bridges, he ends up finishing, but he could also make a kick-out pass here as well. Again, these are ways that you can look to get easy shots out of switches. And here's the thing. You run those kinds of actions, maybe they don't give up an interior seal, maybe you don't get the easy one, and then you have to attack a matchup. But again, as one of the big themes that I'm always talking about on this show is like, hunt the easy stuff first. And then when the easy stuff doesn't work, counter it by going to the tougher shot making, the tougher ISO ball, the tougher post-up looks, things along those lines. But take the easy shots that are available to you. This next one is a just for fun. Everyone watch Trey Mann and just the ridiculous bag of tricks that he has off of the dribble here. Gonna skip pass into a little dribble handoff, ball screen. Watch this dribble combination. Just disgusting. Doesn't that just kind of harken back to about 20 years ago and what we used to see the guards around the league do? All right, clip number 3. This is an example of, once again, a basic like a secondary break action that the Spurs run, and they get a wide open 3 out of it. So this is what I would just call like delay Chicago, basically. So delay action is when you bring the ball up the floor and you pass to the big man at the top of the key and you flow into action on the opposite end of the floor. This is a Chicago action, which is a pin down into a dribble handoff, right? So we're getting the pin down into the DHO, right? So all this is not any sort of super complicated 5-out concept. This isn't some sort of dramatic, schematic genius. All it is running a basic action when you get up the floor to see if Orlando will make a mistake. And if they don't, then you might have to get more deliberate about your execution. In this case, as they run the Chicago action, swing back to Wemby. Wemby dribbles into it. Notice Goga is the guy guarding Sohan. He's going under everything. Because he's going under everything, Sohan's able to kind of turn the corner a little bit. This pulls the defender from the right wing down to the elbow. That's an overhelp, right? So that's the mistake, which gets a wide open 3 for Julian Champagnie, right? So again, you get an open look by running a basic action, which triggers a mistake. Now, what should have happened here for Orlando, as we know, is this is an overhelp. Sohan's going to be driving. Goga's meeting him on the other side. You're not worried about him taking a jump shot. It's an overhelp, right? But the only way you're going to get the overhelp is if you run the action. You have to run the action to get the defense to potentially make a mistake. Again, if it's not open, if he doesn't dig down as hard, he throws the pass to Champagnie. Champagnie DHOs to Chris Paul. Chris Paul comes off, and Wemby flows into another ball screen, and you work it until they make a mistake. That's the whole concept of 5-out flow. Side to side, until each time you go side to side, the help defense loosens up a little bit because guys aren't getting back to their spots. They get a little bit sloppier in their shell drill. That is the purpose behind running action, to see if you can get the defense to make a mistake. In the full episode, I talked about the short roll catch for Wemby that he kind of turned into a really tough shot. So this is that one. First of all, as you can see from a spacing concept, because they have Goga on Sohan, and because Sohan's not a threat to shoot, there's just constantly extra traffic here around the basket. Here we have Paolo in a drop coverage coming off. This is where I want to see Wemby again, like look to take some easier shots in this range. Instead, look where he catches. He's got some space here. This could even be just a short little pick and pop jump shot. But instead, we have literally 4 Orlando Magic players with a foot in the paint, and Wemby just tries to cram his way in there, and Goga gets a block. And so again, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, just little details like, okay, here's an easy read. Franz is digging down. Just make the kick out pass to Harrison Barnes. Let's take an easy corner 3 when we get it. Or if Franz stays home and Paolo's deeper in a drop, or Chris gives him the pass later, a little floater in this range. Or just catch and take a jump shot right there. Just catch and take a little easy jump shot right there. Take the easy shots and the easy reads that are available in ball screens. This is just trying to do a little too much, tries to cram it into that space and gets blocked. Keep an eye on that Sohan spacing concept here at the beginning part of the season, though. All right, here's our cleared side ball screen that gets Wemby the dunk. Okay, so again, because of the cleared side, there's just a little bit more space for Chris to operate. As a result, he's able to get down here into this short corner area. That allows him to engage Mo Wagner a little bit more. And then this is Wemby's superpower. Wemby kind of Wagner kind of stunts, but notice Chris Paul throws a pump fake. Then Mo Wagner tries to recover back to Wemby, but he's just so damn tall, he just goes right over the top of him and dunks on him. Little bit of a dirty play there from Mo Wagner too, trying to back out a guy who's jumping on a dunk attempt. But we'll go ahead and glaze over that for a second. Alrighty. Here's an example of the pick and pop and how that can create easy openings. So as I talk about all the time, drop coverage has an easy counter, which is the pick and pop. So as Chris Paul is coming off, he's engaging Wagner in a drop, right? So that puts 2 on the ball. Now, if Wemby's rolling, it's easier for Wagner to kind of account for both of them. But because he's not, now we have this closeout for Wagner all the way from here, right? As a result, they end up rotating with Franz. That actually is not Franz. I can't tell who that is at this exact second. But I think that's their rookie, the rookie from Colorado, if I remember correctly. They both close out. They get 2 on the ball, right? So now we have 2 on the ball with Wemby, which creates a 2-on-1 here between the shooter in the corner and Malachi Branham right underneath the basket. Cole Anthony has to make up his mind. He ends up being caught in no man's land, and Wemby beats it with a no-look pass. So again, this 2-on-1 here is created by the weak side rotation right here. This guy closing out to Wemby. That happens because on the pick and pop, Wagner is not in position to rotate. This is such an easy action to create initial advantage that then you can play off. And you can imagine a scenario like if this guy closes out hard and this guy stays home, there's a kick out pass over here to the corner. Let's say they rotate, like Cole Anthony rotates up and the Magic rotate over from the weak side. Now you've got an opportunity to flow into action off this left side of the floor. Maybe Chris Paul pins down for Stephon Castle. There's just an initial advantage that you can turn into a read by running that pick and pop action. Here's that play I talked about earlier where the Magic had kind of funky, stagnant offense, and Goga and Franz looked a little frustrated with Paolo. So again, here we go. Wemby throws a random double team off of Jalen Suggs. This creates an advantage situation. Now Paolo's at the top of the key. Here's our situation. We've got 4 Spurs all on the right side of the floor. We got Goga by himself and Franz in the corner. Paolo's literally looking at him. Goga, is literally calling for the basketball. Franz is gesturing in that direction. Again, all you have to do there is swing to Goga. Goga flows into a DHL. Franz is going to get downhill into this area and probably pull all of these Spurs into help. And one of these dudes is going to be wide open. But instead, Paolo looks him off and goes the other way to where Wemby is going to be able to get a great contest on Suggs anyway. Watch Goga. Watch his body language. He's like, what are we doing here? And then watch Franz. What are we doing here? And again, like they're frustrated because it's like what are we running action for? We're running action so we can get an advantage. We got one on the left side of the floor. Move the damn basketball. Make a quick decision. Flow into the next action if you have to. And again, it probably works its way back. Like the thing with Paolo here is like you can imagine a scenario. You throw that pass right here. You might throw that pass and Stephon Castle might close out a Goga. And then you might end up just getting right back to a wide open catch and shoot three for Paolo at the top of the key. Just like take the easy reads that are available to you and just play off of it. All right, let's take a look at some of these DeRozan plays with the Kings. Here's a basic Chicago action out of the left corner. So here we go. Again, pin down into a DHO. Draymond Green is on the ball. It goes under. Easy little read for DeRozan at the elbow to knock down the jump shot. Next one, same sort of thing. Dribble handoff into a ball screen. Looney switches, but he switches soft, so DeRozan is comfortable just rising up into his spot, knocking it down. There's another one. Pin down into a dribble handoff. Switch again. Looney's more aggressive on the switch this time, which actually forces DeRozan to pick up again. And I talk about how you run action to get guys to make mistakes, right? First mistake, Draymond Green goes underneath both picks against DeRozan, who's just an elite shooter from that range, right? Second pick, Kevon Looney too soft on his switch, right? Third pick, Looney's harder on the switch, takes away that first read, but DeRozan just gets to his spot off of a little one dribble pull-up. Again, tougher shot, but now he's in rhythm. And again, what I was saying earlier is like these are all shots that are kind of like the kinds of shots that the Kings can generate within their offense. And DeRozan's great at them. So it's kind of just like a natural fit for him to be running these types of actions. And I think this is the weak side spacing. Okay, so again, as I talked about, it's important for, as De'Aaron's running action, for DeRozan to be able to make plays on the opposite side. So, because you're going to see this a lot. When De'Aaron Fox is running action, you're going to see DeRozan's defender drop down into the paint and help because they're not as worried about him as a catch and shoot guy. Kuminga closes off the drive, kick out pass, it gets deflected, so it kind of disrupts the rhythm. But this is the shot that DeRozan's going to have to make teams pay for helping off that weak side. Hit his first one last night. Here's that Keegan Murray crossover that I was telling you about that was so disgusting. Watch him get the head of steam. He's got Looney. Hard dribble at his left. Step back. That high hesitation right here. When he does that step back dribble, right here, he could rise into a jump shot, which is what gets Looney to step out of it. And then Keegan just crosses him over and gets a wide open layup. Really advanced counter move there from Keegan Murray. All right, here are the three examples of Brandon Podziemski beating low man help. So we're going to get an action here. A little ball screen with Trace Jackson Davis. Comes off the ball screen. Look at here. Here's our low man. Jalen McDaniels. Watch this rifle pass from Pods right into the shooting pocket. Boom. Knocks it down. And again, that's the read. Like, as you're looking at this play develop, nothing else is open. They're set up at the on-ball defender is behind Podziemski, which is going to make it harder for him to make a shot. Alex Len is in no roller behind coverage, so it's not like the lob is going to be open. Jalen McDaniels is packing the paint. There's an easy read right there for you on a skip pass to Moody. Same sort of thing here. Get our ball screen with Trace. Crossover to set his man up for the screen. Little details too. Look, notice how Pods turns his body looking like he's driving to the right. Everything's pointed to the right. Shoulders to the right. Ball's in his right hand. Everything is facing towards the right. That gets the on-ball defender to jump high side, which then Podziemski crosses over, which creates the passing angle, or excuse me, the screening angle for Trace to get a good screen. Pods gets downhill. This is our low man. Because Alex Len is fully committed to the ball. Now his job is to come over and help. He does. There's our kick out pass to Kuminga. A nice patient read from Brandon Podziemski. I liked how confident Kuminga looked taking catch and shoot threes last night too. I thought that was encouraging. All right, last one. Pods flowing into action. Ball screen. Chasing over the top. Rollers kind of getting behind Len. Low man help. Low man is all the way into the paint. Pods throws the skip pass. Moody knocks it down. That's the kind of playmaking that you need to be able to run that action. Look at Pods. Talk your shit, man. Look at him talking that shit. Let's go back. Pods knows it because he's picking them apart. He's been doing it the entire third quarter. This is all in the first 5 minutes of the quarter. Look at him. He's like talking his shit. Good for him. That's good. That's impressive playmaking. That's the kind of shit that they're going to need from him in order to get to where they want to go this year.